Positive rate to the gear comes up. Now watch this combat takeoff. Afterburners on, climbing to 8,000 feet in a combat takeoff. As Herb and taxis by the ground to the curve. Watch the ball as he climbs at 8,000 feet. And you can tell by the sound of the aircraft up there, he's come out of what we call blower or afterburner. He's reached 8,000 feet, perpendicular to the fuselage as you see them right now. Wingtip to wingtip right now is 137 feet. And once it folds those wings back towards the fuselage, that wingtip wingspan comes down to 79 feet. General Electric. And the final B-1B was delivered in May of 1998. B-1B holds almost 50 world records for speed, payload, range, and time of climb in its class. Incidentally, the B-1 was first used in combat in support of operations against Iraq during Operation Desert Fox in December of 1998. Air refueling, and in some high-altitude weapons deployment scenarios. And aft wing sweep settings, main combat configuration, are typically used during high subsonic and supersonic flight. Flying today's B-1B is Major Jim Corrigan from New York, Captain Mark Tyler from Grand Island, Nebraska, Lieutenant Colonel Brian Witkowski. Situation: B-1B just completed its 10,000th combat mission. Start to fold towards the fuselage. As they do, fuel is automatically transferred inside the aircraft to counteract the change of center of gravity by folding those wings back towards the fuselage. Continue to watch and see what we call vapes or vapors forming a cone around the airplane. We'll just have to wait to see. It happens at high speeds. It takes about 3 minutes to get those wings folded back and the fuel transferred. The aircraft commander has pushed the throttles up to the combat position and gone to afterburners. From your left, from Dallas, Texas, ladies and gentlemen, the Bone. He's already got the wings folded back. He'll maintain that speed, but at this speed he's going to take about a 4.5 mile arc to get back around, and then he'll approach the airfield and then show center, light the burners back on the stick and climb. This airplane has a stick instead of a control wheel like a lot of military. All right, turning inbound now. Watch for that tan-colored smoke. When it disappears, you know the burners have been lit. At Show Center, hard back on the stick. Watch him all the way through the climb. All right, you can see that smoke. Now watch it disappear. That will be the indication. Right now, the burners are lit, and we're ready to go unrestricted to 15,000 feet in the bone. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the sound of freedom. B-1B Lancer from Dyess Air Force Base. Once again, up there and bringing it all the way home. Major Jim Corrigan, Captain Mark Tyler, Lieutenant Colonel Brian Witkowski, and Major Brendan Wygant. Thank you, gentlemen, for bringing the bone to Joint Base McGuire-Dix-Lakehurst. All right, we're set up. Let me ask our air boss if we're going to recover him before we start driving in the C-17 for the parachute drop. We're going to recover him first, and then we'll be ready for our parachute drop. So we hope that it will keep down so we can do the static line drop, but if it goes above 10 knots, we will not be able to accomplish that. Parachute drop up next. That'll be followed by the Super Hornet and the Legacy flight, the Navy Legacy flight. The Raiders aerobatic team will be on board, and then it will be time for the Thunderbirds. And takes a two-finger bite in his static line. And on the command, check static lines. Each jumper checks the bite in his static line and makes sure it's not misrouted under his arm, and he also checks to ensure that the static line of the jumper in front of him is routed properly. And then on the command, check equipment. Each jumper checks his own equipment to ensure that everything is properly fastened. The loadmaster gives the jump master a 1-minute warning, which is automatically calculated by the onboard computers. Finally, the loadmaster gives the 30-second indication. The jump masters complete their final inspection of the outside of the aircraft, and once complete, they come back into the aircraft, take positive control of their static lines, and give the first jumper the command, stand by. The first jumper, after the jumper's stick has exited the right door, the assistant jump master's stick in the left door will exit, to be followed by the assistant jump master, and finally, the jump master himself. Once the exit is executed, the jumper will inspect that his parachute has fully opened, turning his parachute into the wind and lowering that rucksack that he is carrying by a rope. Then, with his feet and his knees together, the jumper will make contact with the ground and execute a proper parachute landing fall. He will deflate his parachute by activating a canopy release assembly.